Greetings, travelers. We're back here at the pond house. It's a fine gravel. No longer going to have a mud hole here. Well, what's going on? Well, got some implements here. Brought out the front loader. This is the Bobcat, skid steer that I like to use. It's a little old school. It doesn't have air conditioning or seat warmers or anything like that. It's just kind of basic. And this thing over here, that's pretty new, huh? And here's a grader. Some would call it a yard box. And here's the fancy skid steer. It's so fancy it breaks down. It's got all kinds of computerized gizmos, and a Lexan windshield, air conditioning. I don't think it has a stereo. And there's the grappler over there by the trailer. That goes where this scoop is. What's going on out here? We're planting a few trees. Got some pillars over there. This back deck and porch is going to get screened in. So they have a bunch of pressure treated, and they'll build a little pony wall 2 or 3 feet up and screen it. So it'll be screened in porch. Let's see what's going on inside. Allegedly, the siding's going on tomorrow. You never know. We got blueberries over here. These blueberries gonna get planted. And I asked the owner, I said, "Whoa, you're gonna pick blueberries, you want it close to the house?" He said, "No, this is for the wildlife. The big blueberry patch for the critters out there." What's going on in here? Well, we got electrical in. Oh, over here, this is a gas furnace fireplace unit, ventless. It's supposed to put out 6 million BTUs or something. And of course, we have the laundry room. There's the laundry room. This was the tool room, but it's now the dining area. The dining area there. Had to move a window. There's your hot water heater. Here's another fireplace. This is electric fireplace. Goes out here somewhere. This is a closet. And this is the new tool room. And you can see that the HVAC man has been here and dropped off all his stuff. He'll be climbing around the rafters soon. Put in the AC and the heat. It's a pretty good sized tool room. Shelves and a desk and whatnot. Siding is still hanging out. And what do we got over here? Oh, looky. Been working on this thing. This is a Johnny house. A recall house. A quail coop. Thing weighs 250, 300 pounds. And the interesting thing about the quail is this not only helps in breeding them and containing them, but it's also part of the sport of hunting quail. And I think I showed you the access to the nursery. You can reach in there and get your eggs, or even reach in there and get a bird. Get a couple birds and some eggs for dinner. We have our main entrance here. There's that cone, the cone door. That's a special feature on the quail house. The Johnny house, or recall house. Quail recall house if you're on the web and won't look for it. We got our little ladder up to the boudoir. But this is the key. Just a minute. The cone door. Not condor, cone door. 5-inch opening here. And the birds, this is a whole process. In the morning, you come out and you open that big door and let the birds out. And this recall house, or Johnny house, is out in the woods. It's not next to the house where you can watch the birds like a chicken coop. It is picked up with a pickup truck or a tractor and you put it out in the woods. So in the morning, you go out there on your side-by-side or four-wheeler and you open the door and you let the birds out. Then in the evening, when they're coming in to roost, it's getting dark, they come in through the cone door. And quail, their natural habitat is they're a ground bird. So they're used to crawling through brambles and bushes and thickets. And so it's not unusual for them to come through something like this and scrunch down and pop out the 3-inch opening. This is 5 inches. And they come in, and they go in, then they don't come back out. They won't come in that 3-inch opening and come back out. So they're kind of trapped. They go in and they're in their cage. And this is designed so that a coyote, a dog, a wolf, a possum, skunk, they'll get so far and they can't get in there to get to the birds. And the birds are very skitterish, not like a chicken. And a Johnny house is built very low to the ground. If the top, say this top here, was 6 feet in the air and you wanted to walk in there, the birds get spooked when you come up on them and they fly straight up. They do this in the wilds. That's their defense mechanism, is to fly very fast, like a rocket. They'll come from a standing nothing and go straight up with their wings. So if you had a tall cage, they would hit their heads. They'd get a lot of speed up and hit that 6-foot, 8-foot top and bonk their head, injure themselves. So with this low height, they can't get up enough inertia to hurt themselves. They will jump up and fly, but they won't get up enough speed to hurt themselves. So a Johnny house is set low. And part of the whole deal with the Johnny house, also known as a recall house, you let the birds out in the morning and you leave 2 of them in there, or 3 or whatever, whoever doesn't want to go out for the day. Close it up. Then later in the day, come dark time, the birds in the woods will start heading back to this thing like bees to a hive. And the birds that are in the cage will start calling the other birds. And the birds out in the woods will hear them and know the direction to go to. My buddies are over there in the Johnny house. Let's go over there. And so after a while, they get used to it. And at night, they come through the cone door and they're in for the night. Some may stay out here in the lower level. Others will go up into the nursery. And I'm told that unlike a chicken likes to have a nest. Quail will lay their eggs. Quail will lay their eggs right on the floor there. We'll have some straw and stuff, but they don't really need a box. I put a box in here. They can move it around. They can take it out. But they generally, you can get away with just put straw down, and the birds will lay their eggs right on the floor. You can see their little entrance, come up the ladder, come in here. very industrial. They have a little vent here, the vent on the other side. Where is it? Yeah, it's up in here. Get some air up in there. And the deal with the Johnny house is after several weeks, maybe a couple months, say we're out there in the woods and the Johnny house is there. And in 2 months, you have 20 birds coming and going from the Johnny house. And they're all mature and they're ready to stay outdoors. So you pick up the Johnny house and move it way over there, 400 or 500 yards away, and do the process again. 5, 10, 20 birds, and that populates that area. Over the years, you might put the Johnny house way on the other side of the pond in those woods over there and do the same thing. What you're doing over the period of 5 years, 10 years, whatever, a generation, you're filling these woods with quail. And at one point, they don't need a Johnny box, Johnny house. Yes, Johnny house, not Johnny box. And so they'll populate the area on their own, naturally. And that is the goal for the owner, so that the idea is you come out during the season and you carry your little friend with you and your dog, and you go out and you bring back a few quail. They're very exciting to hunt because when you also here's the other thing about the Johnny box, Johnny house, recall house. Your friend calls up and says, I got a new dog. He's not very good at hunting. I want to train him. So you can use this in the off season and train dogs to hunt quail. You don't want the dog to just fly in and grab a quail. Dog's going to come in and point. He's going to freeze. And as you're walking along, carrying your 12-gauge friend, you'll see the dog freeze, and you know he's looking at a quail. And then as you walk up, the quail's not jumped yet from the dog because the dog is standing still. But as soon as you come up, boom, the quail will fly directly up, straight up like a rocket. And that's the exciting target, is to flush them, and they tend to go straight up. A pheasant and other birds will kind of go at an angle as they ascend and get out of the area. A quail will just go straight up. It's their defense mechanism. And that makes it exciting to hunt because you never know when they're going to jump up. So it's a dog training device also. And you could take your dog and train it to hunt without bringing a gun. You're just out walking with the dog, and you're using whistles and calls and different things to train the dog to freeze when they see a quail, and to not to rush after them. Now this thing is so heavy. I built a little stand for it, and when I get done here, we'll put it on top of this. It has a couple of handles on each end so that you can pull this and get it onto a pickup truck without grabbing those sharp edges of the Johnny house. It looks sturdy, but it's for quail. It's not built for eagles or cows or anything, but it's pretty heavy, and it'll withstand weather, winds, rain, snow, and over the years you may replace some of the screen. The branches fall down on it. Another thing they need to do, I won't be here to finish this up if they want to. Excuse me. What you do is get some PVC pipe. This is a little small. I think you want a 3-inch pipe or so. And inside the Johnny house, you're going to you're gonna strap it to this corner, and it's gonna stick out at the top. It's gonna stick out like that far. And you'll have a cap. You put a cap on it to keep the rain out. That way, when you come to feed the birds, you don't have to open the pen. It has a PVC pipe sticking up, and down at the bottom has a gizmo for them to feed out of without it all spilling out. And you'd have another one on the other side somewhere that's full of water. And so as you feed your birds and add water, you never have to open the pen. We'll see. Well, that's it for here at the pond house. We're packing it up. We're ready for the road. We're going to get on the road here in a day or two. It's getting warm. That means Colorado is calling. So we'll head up to Colorado with some interesting stops on the way. It's our summer routine. So that's your Johnny house, recall house. I think these things run about $1,500 when you buy them online or wherever. And there's all kinds of different types. The drawing I had used like cedar siding, but that tin there is left over from the roof, and all the wood is left over from the framing. The only thing we bought was the screen and some screws and some hinges. So next time you see a funnel door, you'll know what it's for. You'll know that those birds coming up and they get in the funnel door and they're home and nobody else can chase them. Allegedly. Now that door actually, a snake can get in there, a rat could get in there. I don't know what the solution is on that. I know a chicken snake would get in there, but they might have trouble going up that little ladder. I guess that's the idea. All right. This is my first Johnny house. Recall house for quail. I hope you enjoyed it. We come back in September, we'll see how they're doing. You could build 3 or 4 of these on this size property, 100 acres of woods, and put 3 or 4 out there and really get the population going. But he's starting with this, and this is a good start. We'll see how he goes. All right. From beautiful Poplarville, Mississippi, it's your coastal.